starting with the supreme name of Allah, who is the most merciful and the most beneficent. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope all of you will be safe and sound by the grace of Almighty Allah in this critical situation of COVID-19. Students, let me introduce myself. I am Aliyar, your English teacher. I'm going to teach you extra better English literacy skills written by Maria Reilly. All of you have to arrange this book for yourselves in order to utilize these online lectures. Students, note down the midterm planning syllabus of English A and B. Midterm planning English class 7 session 2021-22. So for the syllabus discussion, first of all, we are going to discuss course contents of English A. In English A, we are going to discuss unit number 1, that is Antarctica and South Pole. Unit number 4, Sinbad's Secret. Unit number 11, Working for a Better World. And a poem is also included, that is unit number 7, the first one poem, Stopping by Birds on a Snowy Evening. It is to be noted that all exercises of activities, word study, and checkup will be included in English A. Coming towards English B. In English B, similar units with number 1, 4, 11, and 7 are included, but it is to be noted that all exercises of grammar will be included in English B. In tenses, we have to cover present tense, all 4 types, that is present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect continuous, along with negative and interrogative sentences and future translation. In active voice, passive voice, we have to cover present perfect only positive sentences. In direct and indirect narrations, we have to cover those sentences in which reporting speech will be in simple past and simple present, whereas reported speech will be in past indefinite only positive sentences. In proverbs, we have to learn only 10 proverbs from key. In parts of speech, we will discuss noun and adjectives. 7 pair of words will be done. In stories, the first one is beware of letters. Number 2, a friend in need is a friend indeed. In composition, the first one is snowed in at school. The second one is Alama Iqbal. In letter, we have to attempt 1 letter, and in application, we have to do only 1 letter on our own choice. Students, you have to keep in mind some specific things. You have to note down the meaning of and other important points in a rough notebook. You are not supposed to use your neat notebook or your book, that is exercise work pages, for writing. In short, you have to use rough notebook or point for noting down important points. Students, one thing more, press the mic button in order to avoid any kind of disturbance. I will give you a chance to ask questions at the end. Now, coming towards unit number 1, page number 4. Unit 1, page 4, Antarctica and the South Pole. So let me ask you, students, what is Antarctica? Do you know? And what is the South Pole? Okay, let me tell you, Antarctica is a huge continent. It is completely covered with ice. You can say it is covered with an ice cap that is at least 1.6 kilometers thick. Now, first of all, we are going to do model reading. In model reading, you will try your level best to learn pronunciation, okay? So let's start. Antarctica is a huge continent at the bottom of planet Earth. The continent and surrounding southern ocean are also known as the Antarctic. Antarctica is bigger than Europe, but not quite as big as North America. It has no native people, no native language, and no money. 98% of Antarctica is covered in an ice cap, that is, on average, at least 1.6 kilometers thick. Not surprisingly, it is the coldest, driest, windiest place on Earth. Going to Antarctica is a bit like going into a deep freeze. The South Pole is in the very middle of Antarctica. There are two seasons in South Pole, winter and summer. During winter, March to September, it is dark all the time because the South Pole is facing away from the sun. The other 6 months are summer, still freezing, when it is bright 24 hours a day. Now, students, let's go towards the explanation of difficult words. Antarctica is a huge continent. Huge. Huge means big in size. बहुत बड़ा. And it is used here as an adjective because the word huge is modifying the noun continent. Continent is called Bar-e-Azam in Urdu. Continent, Bar-e-Azam. Its meaning in English is a large area of land. So Antarctica is a huge continent at the bottom of planet Earth. Bottom here means teh. Planet Earth, Siyare Zameen. The continent and the surrounding southern ocean. Surrounding means आस-पास के, इर्द-गिर्द के, गर्द-नवाह के. Southern ocean, Janubi Behr, are also known as the Antarctic. Antarctica is bigger than Europe, but not quite as big as North America. See here, bache, the word bigger is used here. Bigger. Antarctica and Europe are being compared here. So we have to use the comparative degree of the adjective big, that is bigger, but not quite as big as North America. It has no native people. Native, the word native means muqami, abai, ilaqai, and its meaning in English is local. No native language, muqami zuban, and no money. 98% of Antarctica is covered in an ice cap. Covered means ढका हुआ, ढांपा हुआ. Ice cap, बर्फ की एक बहुत बड़ी मिकदार, a huge mass of ice. That is on average at least. The word at least means कम से कम 1.6 kilometers thick. Not surprisingly, it is the coldest, driest, windiest. See here, bache, coldest, driest, and windiest. All these are superlative degrees. Coldest, driest, windiest. Coldest means sartareen. Driest means खुश्क-तरीन. Windiest means सबसे ज़्यादा हवादार. Going to Antarctica is a bit like going into a deep freeze. Deep freeze असल में कहते हैं सर्दखाने को, सर्दखाना. The South Pole is in the very middle of Antarctica. There are two seasons in the South Pole, winter and summer. During winter, March to September, it is dark all the time. Keep it in your mind, bache, that winter remains from March to September. That is March, April, May, June, July, August, and September. So winter remains from March to September. And one thing more, that during winter, it remains dark all the time, 24 hours a day and night it remains dark because the sun does not shine, because the South Pole is facing away from the sun. The other 6 months are summer, still freezing. Still freezing, बहुत ज़्यादा ठंडक वाला. When it is bright 24 hours a day, in summer the sun shines for 24 hours a day. Okay, now coming towards the model translation. Antarctica is a huge continent at the bottom of planet Earth. Antarctica, सियारे ज़मीन की तह में एक बड़ा बर-ए-आज़म है. The continent and surrounding southern oceans are also known as the Antarctic. बर-ए-आज़म और इर्द-गिर्द का जुनूबी बहर भी Antarctic कहलाता है. Antarctica is bigger than Europe. Antarctica यूरोप से बड़ा है, but not quite as big as North America. लेकिन ये शुमाली अमेरिका जितना बड़ा नहीं है. What does it mean? It means that it is bigger in size than Europe, but it is not as much big as North America. ये यूरोप जितना यूरोप से तो बहुत बड़ा है, लेकिन नॉर्थ अमेरिका जितना बड़ा नहीं है. मींस यूरोप से बड़ा है और नॉर्थ अमेरिका से छोटा है. It has no native people. इसके कोई इलाकाई लोग नहीं है, मुकामी लोग नहीं है. No native language, कोई मुकामी जुबान नहीं है. And no money, और कोई करेंसी भी नहीं है. 98% of Antarctica is covered in an ice cap. 98% Antarctica बर्फ से ढका हुआ है. आइस कैप बर्फ की एक बहुत बड़ी मिकदार को कहते हैं. That is on average at least 1.6 किलोमीटर thick, जो औसतन तकरीबन 1.6 किलोमीटर पतला है. Not surprisingly, इसमें हैरानगी की कोई बात नहीं है. It is the coldest, driest, windiest place on earth. इसमें हैरानगी की कोई बात नहीं है. ये जमीन पर मौजूद सबसे सर्दतरीन, सबसे खुशतरीन और सबसे हवादार जगह है. Going to Antarctica is a bit like going into a deep freeze. Antarctica में जाना ऐसा है जैसा कि सर्द खाने में जाना. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ बच्चे कि एंटार्क्टिका में बहुत ज्यादा सर्दी होती है. Now, listen to the explanation of the first paragraph. Antarctica is a big continent. ये एक बहुत बड़ा बरियाज़म है जो सियारे ज़मीन की तह में वाक़या है. इसके इर्द गिर्द जो जुनूबी बहर हैं और जो इलाके हैं उसको भी एंटार्क्टिक कहते हैं. कहते हैं कि एंटार्क्टिका यूरोप से बहुत बड़ा है, लेकिन ये शुमाली अमेरिका जितना बड़ा नहीं है. यहाँ पे ना तो कोई मुकामी लोग रहते हैं, ना कोई मुकामी जुबान है यहाँ की, और ना कोई करेंसी है. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि चूंकि ये जगह रहने के काबिल नहीं है, यहाँ पर इंसान नहीं बस सकते, नहीं रह सकते, इसलिए ना तो यहाँ के कोई मुकामी लोग है, ना यहाँ की कोई मुकामी जुबान है, और ना यहाँ की कोई करेंसी है. 98% एंटार्क्टिका जो है ये बर्फ पर मुश्तमिल है, और ये बर्फ 1.6 किलोमीटर मोटा होता है. इससे कोई हैरानी की बात नहीं है कि एंटार्क्टिका जो है ये जमीन पर मौजूद तमाम इलाकों में सबसे सरतरीन, सबसे खुशतरीन और सबसे हवादार जगह है. एंटार्क्टिका में जाना है जैसा इंसान किसी डीप फ्रीजर में जाता हो. अब अगर आप लोगों से कोई पूछे, if you are asked what is Antarctica, so you have to answer Antarctica is a huge continent. If you are asked where is it situated, your answer must be Antarctica is situated at the bottom of the planet Earth. If anyone asks you what about the native people, native language and money of Antarctica, you must answer it has no native people, no native language, no money. Okay, coming towards the second paragraph, the South Pole is in the very middle of Antarctica. कुतुब जनूबी एंटार्क्टिका के बिल्कुल वस्त में है. इन द वेरी मिडल, बिल्कुल दरमियान में है, बिल्कुल वस्त में है. देयर आर 2 सीजन्स इन द साउथ पोल. कुतुब जनूबी के 2 मौसम होते हैं, विंटर एंड समर, मौसम गर्मा और मौसम सरमा. ड्यूरिंग विंटर, मौसम सरमा के दौरान, मार्च टू सितंबर, जो मार्च से सितंबर तक रहता है. It is dark all the time. पूरा वक्त अंधेरा छाया रहता है. Because the South Pole is facing away from the sun. क्योंकि कुतुब जनूबी सूरज की बरक्स होता है. The other 6 months are summer. बाकी 6 महीने मौसम गर्मा रहता है. Still freezing, लेकिन इसमें भी इंतहाई ठंडक रहती है, मुनजमिद करने वाली ठंडक रहती है. When it is bright 24 hours a day, जब 24 घंटे रोशनी रहती है. Now listen the explanation. कुतुब जनूबी जो है वो एंटार्क्टिका के बिल्कुल दरमियान में मौजूद है. कुतुब जनूबी के 2 मौसम है, एक मौसम गर्मा और एक मौसम सरमा. आप लोग ये जहन में रखें यहाँ का मौसम सरमा जो है, हमारे मौसम सरमा के बरक्स मार्च से शुरू होता है। मार्च, अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई, अगस्त और सितंबर तक ये जारी रहता है। एंड इट इज डार्क ऑल द टाइम, पूरा वक्त यहाँ पर अंधेरा छाया रहता है। बिकॉज द सन डज नॉट शाइन ड्यूरिंग डे टाइम, इट रिमेन्स डार्क 24 hours a day, full day and night. And the reason is because the south pole is facing away from the sun. कि कुतुब जनूबी जो है ये सूरज के बरक्स होता है, यानी ये सूरज के सामने नहीं रहता, सूरज की पृष्ठ पे होता है। The other 6 months are summer. बाकी 6 महीने जो गर्मियां रहती हैं वो अक्टूबर, नवंबर, दिसंबर, जनवरी, फरवरी तक इसमें यहाँ पे मौसम गर्मा रहता है, स्टिल फ्रीजिंग। लेकिन वो कैसे होता है? वो भी ऐसे होता है कि मुंजमद करने वाली सर्दी वहां उस वक्त होती है। When it is bright 24 hours a day, जब 24 घंटे रोशनी रहती है, 24 घंटे सूरज चमकता है। Now, students, if anyone asks you, where is the South Pole? So its answer must be the South Pole is in the very middle of Antarctica. How many seasons are there in the South Pole? There are 2 seasons in the South Pole, winter and summer. If someone asks you, what is the duration of winter in South Pole? So its duration starts from March and ends till September. Why it is dark all the time? It is dark all the time because the South Pole is facing away from the sun. And what is the duration of summer? Its duration starts from October to February. Okay, students. Now you have to note down your homework. Use 5 difficult words in your own sentences. Select these difficult words from these 2 paragraphs which we have already read. The second one, find out 5 adjectives from these two paragraphs. Now I am going to help you in sorting out the difficult words. Word like surrounding, you have to use surrounding. Okay, use the word quite, use the word native, covered, surprisingly. Use these words in your own sentences. And the second homework is to find out 5 adjectives from these 2 paragraphs of page number 4. So I may tell you what is an adjective. An adjective is a word that modifies a noun or pronoun. कोई भी ऐसा word जो किसी noun या pronoun को modify करे उसे हम कहते हैं बच्चे adjectives. I'm going to give you an example. Antarctica is a huge continent. Antarctica is a huge continent. Now see here, the word huge is modifying the noun continent. So huge is an adjective here. Now you have to find further 5 adjectives in these 2 paragraphs. So this is all about today's lecture. Now if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, if you have any questions, students, you may write it in the chat box and I will answer then. Yes, definitely. It is still cold in summer because the temperature remains freezing. Homework number 1 is to use 5 difficult words in your own sentences. Only 5 words. Use only 5 words in your own sentences. Homework. Once again, bache, listen to homework. Use 5 difficult words in your own sentences and find out 5 adjectives from the first 2 paragraphs of page number 4. Is it clear, bache? Surprisingly. Surprisingly means हैरानगी के तौर पर, हैरानगी की हद तक. Winter temperature remains in minus. Because they have plenty of blubber in their bodies. Penguins survive because they have plenty of blubber in their bodies. But keep it in your mind, bache, we have to read this thing in our next lecture. Okay, thank you, bache. Thank you so much.